Hi, I'm Ikkcicle and welcome to the Mushroom Farmer's Grotto. In this episode, I'm going to build a Mushroom Farmer's Grotto right here in the swamp. It's going to be beautifully handcrafted in first-person mode so you can see the entire process. The first thing I'm doing is building some podzol soil for his mushrooms, and then the side of the house using dark oak planks and a bit of dirt. The farmer doesn't have much money, so he has to live in this place as cheap as he possibly can in the smallest place he can find. That happens to be in the side of a hill. I think it's quite a beautiful area to build, so let's get to it. At the minute, I'm wrestling with the foundations, trying to make sure that everything fits nicely, with the dirt around it too. I'm using the Dandelion X resource pack to make everything look super cute and vibrant. There's a few times where I have to pause a little bit to think where I'm going to put the blocks, but this is a raw editing version of the build. I want to show you exactly how I built it. Now I'm going to add some mushroom blocks to act as columns for the house. I'm also going to add a few more dark oak planks, and then I can start building up the side of the house. It's not an easy process, it actually takes a long time, but anything worth doing well takes a lot of time, doesn't it? I'm using dark oak logs. I think they're one of the better choices for this kind of cabin. The mushroom farmer lives here all alone. He's got a bit of a hermetic lifestyle. He doesn't have many companions. He's just happy to be himself. I feel that he might be a hedge witch. He makes spells and potions here in the evening. That sounds like a nice little story for him, doesn't it? See, I'm having to wrestle with those logs. They've got to stand straight, not sideways. So I have to put them in and then erase. Like on the doorway, look, I have to put one above it and then erase the one below. Then I can have the door. That's the front of the house complete. Now I'm going to try to put a rain cover on. I'm not sure I like that, but at the minute it looks okay. There's a lot of editing and changes that need to take place, but I'm using dark oak for the majority of the build. Here I'm using some spruce logs to try out a different texture for the window frames. I'm not sure I like it. It's a little bit different and the brown is a bit weird, but that window hole looks good. On the other side I'll have the exact same thing. 2 window holes, but I'm going to change those spruce blocks because I don't think they fit quite right. Change out a few of the dirt blocks outside and then head on out to have a look what I can do with the windows. What I like to do with the windows, to be honest with you, is have staircases and nestle in some connected glass. Instead of having a glass block which is plain and boring, I like to have a nice connected block with stairs. So I'm just thinking about that. Put in some mushroom blocks there, I think they look really cool. And then I'll go round and change all of those logs back to the dark oak logs to keep in with the theme. Otherwise it's too mismatched. I think it looks better when it's dark oak like that. I think some of the logs on the side might have been good for the window paneling, but I've gone for the standard style of up and down. Now I'm thinking about what I can do with the windows. Here I want to add those stairs like I said, so I'll quickly find the stairs in the menu and then put them here, look. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really cool. Now I can stick in the window. For the windows, I'm going to use brown connected glass, and it's going to be the connected glass that fits in the stairs. You must have seen it before in some builds, and I think it looks really good like this. They look really cool, nice and neat. It's a little bit grotty because this is a grotto. A grotto is a small kind of house you can have. Adding the next few stairs up there looks quite nice, doesn't it? I'm going to change a few of the rain covers and then add another window at the front. This guy likes to have his privacy, but he also likes to see outside as well, to see what's happening. Sometimes it's raining and he doesn't want to go out. The front window is in, and I think the front of the house looks super good. Now I need to add a door. I'm going to choose a standard dark oak door and make sure the house is still grotty inside with a little bit of dirt in there. He's absolutely not going to have a clean house. Now I'm going to clear away a few of the dirt blocks and the grass blocks and start working on the roof. For the roof, I'm going to use the dark oak stairs, keep it in with the theme of the house, and I'm just thinking about where I'm going to place these stairs. A standard roof is always a little bit tricky to build. I don't have any mods in this particular build, I'm going with a vanilla style. But with the Dandelion X resource pack, it does look really good. Here, I'm just trying to work out exactly where the roof is going to go. I don't want to destroy too much of the grass outside the house. The house has got to keep in with the theme of the local environment. I don't want to change it too much. but I also need to expand the roof a little bit to go out a little bit further. I want it to have an overhanging roof. At the minute, it looks okay, but it's not perfect. So what I need to do is change it a little bit. It's not thick enough, is it? It's not wide enough. So I'll remove some of these stairs and place them over the edge. That always looks really good when you do that. Take the ones underneath. I don't want to have those, but I'll leave the ones at the top as a little overhang. I'll edit and fix the house later, but I really want to work on the roof first. The position of the roof looks good, but it looks a bit too narrow. So I've got to go around the whole house and destroy the roof and rebuild it. This is why I wanted to do it in FPS modes to show you exactly how I do this. Here I'm just building it up at the edge of the house, so it sort of acts as an overhang. And here I'm going to destroy the rest of the roof and rebuild the whole thing. Because when you make a mess, you've got to change things, and I think it's always good to go back and take your time doing it properly. Here on this side I'm going to have the overhang as well, just a little bit, and then take those stairs away there. Now I can work on the front bit. Here I'm going to have a couple of overhanging pieces that look a bit funny. I think that looks good with that square design. This side I'm going to try and build it again, but it's a bit difficult to wrestle with that. I need to have a block underneath and a block above, like this. Oh, that doesn't work, so I've got to go back round, look at it again. Where does that one go? Yeah, that's it. I've got it, that little square. Here I'm going to put the front of the roof now. A couple of extra blocks, and then I can build the stairs. Each side's going to have this, and it's going to go all the way along. That looks really good, that side. The same this side as well. A nice overhang with a bit more, because the roof goes a bit further on the right-hand side. Now to work on the overhang. Simple bit there, another simple set of planks, and then I'm going to put these two here. And finally, I can finish off the rest of the roof. It looks a little bit better when it's overhanging and slightly larger than the house, doesn't it? A roof is always a bit bigger than the house underneath for some reason. Here I'm going to add the stairs on this side, making sure to not put too many mistakes in. That looks good. And then this side I'll do the exact same. Put all the little stairs in, make it look decent. And then check the top part. I want to add loads and loads of stairs. That's really nice. I know there's a gap at the back of the house, but I'll fix that in a moment. Just put these bits in, make sure it's nice and square. Oh, I've destroyed a bit of the tree there, but it doesn't matter. Here I'm going to add the planks at the top. It's almost finished. The roof looks okay, and I'm going to add a little strange horn to it, like a Viking style thing. It's a bit like a mini longhouse, isn't it? That looks nice. There's a few too many pieces there, but that's just so I can help myself to build it. I'm trying to wrestle with those. Where do they go exactly? One there, one over there, and then try and figure out exactly how to put that hook in. It looks like a hook, doesn't it? There we go. That's what I wanted. Took many a stair to build that, but I got it eventually. Okay, having a look at the house. I'm just thinking I need to put the bits at the back to hide it, because he's got to have a full roof, hasn't he, really? Can't have any holes in the roof, otherwise he's going to get wet. Well, he's got grass blocks for now. I guess that'll work. He's going to get wet with grass blocks, but it doesn't matter. He is the mushroom farmer, and he lives in a grotto, which is a bit of a mess. Right, now I can go inside the house and have a look. Wow, there's lots of space to work with in here. I'm quite happy with the amount of stuff I've got. I might hide some of those blocks, change it in a minute. Put dirt in there for now. The dirt is going to grow grass on it over there. I'll fix that in a second. I'll put some more mushroom columns in and then head back outside to see that dirt. That will grow grass, so I'm going to hide it with some planks. Make sure it doesn't grow the grass. I want to keep it nice and dirty. Here I want to build a chimney, and I don't want it to be in the mushroom area. I want to build it kind of out the way a little bit. This is the space for the chimney. And in the middle, there's going to be a fire right in the center of the house. I don't know if I want to put it on a log. I think it's too high on a log. So I'll just put it on the ground like that. It's not safe at all, is it? But this is the Mushroom Farmer's Grotto, and I think it looks pretty good like that. Now I'm just checking the menu for chests and other things I can add to the house. I want to start decorating his beautiful abode. If you're liking the video so far, subscribe. I've got plenty of builds on my channel, and I'm always working on it. Here on the scaffolding, I'm going to have a little plant pot. I'm just finding it in the menu, put the plant pot down, and with the Dandelion X resource pack, it's a green plant pot. I'll put a mushroom in there, and then I'll start selecting a few mushrooms for his little indoor mushroom farm. It grows lovely on the podzol, and it looks very interesting too. I think this looks cool. Now I need to find a space for his bed. It's going to be a very interesting place to have a bed, I feel. What I want to do is put his bed on this sort of shelf. He goes to sleep on a shelf. I think that's suitably odd. What kind of bed can he have? A brown one. That looks really nice. I'll put in a few slabs so he can have a few extra bits, and then maybe try and find another plant pot. I'm not sure where I want to put the plant pot yet. I'm just thinking about it and finding things in the menu. So let's go over here, chip out some areas for bookcases, and then I'll put in a few more extra details. I like the idea of having a painting on that dirt as well. The barrels look cool. That's extra storage space for his stuff. Put in 3 barrels there. That looks neat. I think 2's better actually. And then I'll add a couple more bookcases. It's looking really good now. It's a bit more interesting than before. I think it's very interesting, certainly. I'll add a chest there. That's for his secret loot. And then I'll add a few more details here too. I like the idea of having another shelf above his bed. I think that looks cool. And on there, I'm going to put a pumpkin and a few other bits. Let me find them in the menu first, and then I'll put them. A lantern and a pumpkin. That looks really good with a jack-o'-lantern. Cool, his space is coming on nicely. So over at the back, I'll put some books in the shelf. That looks really interesting. There's another bookshelf to the left. Maybe he doesn't have any books in there. And then I'll find a painting. I'll put the painting in. Oh, I don't like that one. The llama. That's suitably strange, isn't it? That little labyrinth thing. I like that. I'll put some mushrooms under the stairs. That's really cool. And then I can start working on more details for his house. I fancy having some water in there too, and some reeds growing. I'll put some moss carpet, but not carpet the whole thing. I want to keep it still a bit dirty, you know? It looks good like that. Just 4. It's very strange. So now I'm going to try and find some extra things in the menu. I want a little pressure plate, that's always important. And from the outside, I think the house is coming on. For the outside, I kind of wanted to have a doorbell. When people press the button, they can ring the bell, but that will take a lot of time to work with the redstone, and I don't have much space actually for that, so I'll just put the bell there. That looks nice. From the outside, the house is looking good. I think it's quite an interesting house design. I'll put those steps in, and I'll put the bell back. Nice. It's a nice little rain cover for his house. I think it's coming on. No problems at all on the outside. I like the way the smoke comes out, but I want to have a chimney stack. So I'll put in a couple of blocks, one there, and then put another one on this side, and then put a stair either side. That's a nice chimney stack. But I want to make it a bit rounder, so I'll put planks in on the either sides, and then put the stairs in so it makes a nice square for his roof. There you go, that's an interesting roof space. Good chimney stack, everything looks good so far on the outside. Let's go back in the house, press the button, and have a look what I can add now. I think it looks super sweet so far. It's a very good build. If you have any comments about it, let me know. Also subscribe to the video, it would be interesting to hear your feedback. I'll put some bamboo and some hay because that looks interesting. And over in the corner, I said before I want to add some water. Why not? A little bit of water in there, because then he can grow some sugar canes. Let's see, I want to put some sugar canes in. 3? It's a little bit high with that. I'll just go with 1. 1 little sugar cane. Why not? That's really interesting. Going around the rest of the house now, I'm trying to find extra details I can add, like some strange fungus things. He's growing different kinds of mushrooms in his house. These are his expensive mushrooms that he sometimes goes to the market to sell. The dirt up there looks good. I'm thinking maybe I can have a painting or something there. Let me see. Nah, I'll have another shelf. How about that? A little shelf hiding his little space for sleeping, and that's where he reads his books at night. It's really good so far. I'll put in a little ladder so he can access that area too. That's really interesting, isn't it? Now he can get to that pumpkin and the lantern. That's sweet. What else can I add? A few more barrels, I guess. I like those. extra storage space, but you can see them from the other side underneath, so I'll put some extra planks in to hide those. That doesn't really affect the build too much. I like those here, but not too close to the bookcase. That's really good. Now back at the barrel area at the top, I'm thinking what I could add just to add a few more details. Well, that's outside, so I don't want to deal with that. I'll leave that. I don't want to mess with that too much. It's looking good though. The house is really good. Let me add some more details. I might add a chest there. Let me find it in the menu. I'll put some more podzol and a couple more luxury mushrooms. How about that? Yeah, that's really fancy. The mushroom farmer's house is not complete, I don't think, without some other things growing in here. Those twisted, warped vines look good. I'm just trying to find the places to put them. One there, in the corner next to the barrel would be better. That's good. And then maybe some hanging moss. You know, those hanging vines you can have? I'll try and find them in the menu real quick, and then I can place them in. I also want to have a couple of amethysts in his house, just in random places. You know, he doesn't have much money, but he has a lot of interesting things in his house. I think he deserves an expensive amethyst here, so I'm going to find a bigger one. Not too much, not a giant one, just a big one. And that's his little space almost complete. I'll put in some skulk veins as well. I think his house deserves to be super interesting with all weird natural things growing in here. I think it looks good so far. Let's go and have a quick look. I've noticed a space above the door. There's actually a space for a shelf, so I'm going to have some chests up there. I'll add some barrels, but I'm not sure the barrels work, so I might change it and put some mushroom stems there instead. Put some skulk veins in real quick, and then check it. I would put something there. No, I can't go outside. A barrel does look good, but I do think I want to use the mushroom stems. So I'll put the mushroom stems in. Not too close to the chimney stack. That looks too busy, doesn't it? So I'll take that away, put that back in, and then chop them at the side so you can see that yellow exposed area. I quite like that bit. Now I'm going to find a painting to put on the front of that mushroom stem. On the side, there's too many paintings, I feel. Too many paintings, so I'll take those 3 away. The creeper doesn't look good. That one's weird. But the sunflower looks good. It fits with the theme. I think the house is really, really good now. It's almost finished. There's just a few more details I need to find. So what I'm looking for is more natural blocks I could add. I don't think I want to put cobwebs in here, but vines would look good on the sides of the walls. Some of those hanging things as well, grow them down a little bit with some bone meal. If you use the bone meal, oh, that's too far down, but I like that. I like a few of them there. Grow that one down as well, put some vines in. That looks good grown down, but a little bit too tall, I think. I'll put one above the twisting vine so it can't grow too tall as well. Otherwise, you're going to have a mess in the house. When you're playing the game, the vines will grow all over the house, but there's not so much space to put them. So, at the minute, I'm very happy with how the build is going. I think it's pretty much done inside. Now I need to think about what I can do on the outside of the house. He needs to do some farming, doesn't he? So after adding these extra mushroom blocks, which do look really cool as an extra column for his house, I'm thinking of adding some more farming area. I think he needs to have some kind of farm where he can do something. He needs to grow things on the outside. Just checking the foundation and how it looks. The house does look really good, so now I'm going to add a farm area. Let me just check it real quick. I need to find in the menu things to farm with. I need a hoe, I need wheat seeds. Let's go check it out from a distance. Yeah, it looks really good. So let's get myself a hoe and start building. I'm going to take these roof bits off first. I'll just replace it with grass, I think. It looks a little bit good with grass. A little bit cleaner. Again, I've destroyed some of the tree, but never mind. I'll make it look a bit more natural, put a few more grass blocks in, and now I can start working on the farming. I think it would be great to have some wheat growing, maybe a few pumpkins, and some other things like beetroot. He needs a path to get to his farms, so I'm using a shovel to simply shovel out a path place. It looks good like that. I think that one's a bit too square, so I'll replace it with grass, and then build the path all the way down to his little lake area. I want to make sure it fits nicely. I'll use the grass blocks, dig it out a bit more, and then put another grass block so he can walk down. That looks really good. And now he can access the lake. Fancy path. I'll add some torches to that as well, because with the torches, he can go around the path at night, so it's not too scary. Let's put them here. One goes here, one goes here, another one, and the final one there. So he's got a nice path lit up to go out at night. Now I need to find some things to farm with. I did mention the farming before, and I want to put the farm here. A nice simple block of water can go in the middle, and then I can hoe out the ground all around the edge of his farm. It's not going to be a big farm, just a little bit. And then the other side of the place as well, I'm going to put another one. I think I made a mistake with that water block, but it's okay. You can still have plenty of farm space there. That looks nice. Plenty of farms for him to work on. Simple farms and not too expensive. And he doesn't have any livestock here because I don't think he's managed to catch an animal. But it doesn't matter, does it? I'm just finding some seeds in the menu, and then I can start putting the seeds on the farm. I'm going to have some beetroot seeds, some wheat seeds, a couple of pumpkin seeds, and maybe a couple of flowers as well. He's growing some torch flowers. Don't know why, maybe he wants to make a potion with those. That's really cool. Put those in here randomly. A few too many pumpkins, but that's not a problem. I'll destroy those too. Hoe the ground again real quick just to make sure it works, and then put in a few more seeds. I'm just thinking what seeds I could have here. I think it's enough to be honest, but I'll put in a few flowers, and then maybe that's it. Yeah. And maybe that's it. I'm quite happy with that. Let's go back in the house and have a look. The Mushroom Farmer's Grotto is complete. If you've liked this build, subscribe, send me a comment. I'm just adding a few item frames to the house, sticking in a radish and a carrot, a golden carrot. Now his house is really complete. I've absolutely loved making this video, and if you have too, send me a comment. You have to let me know how you feel about this build. I'm Ikkcicle, and I'll see you next time.